Hello. Sorry, just getting my act together here. I can see somebody else may have joined. Not sure who it is, but I think what I'll do is, till I hear something from someone, I will just start with a brief recap of where I think we are. Let's get rid of this. So, we had gotten a couple trucks to go all the way up to Molna there, through the dirt road and the woods and the plains and everything else, and I guess they run out of fuel when they get up to about here. So let's send this guy. See, we should be able to now. Do we get this depot done? No, but we got the gas station done. That's good. All right, so let's put this in here. Where is our depot? There we go. Don't want to do too much, considering I think I'm the only person on the stream. so we'll see what happens. So I will get started if nobody else shows up here. Trying to think. I think one of the big things we were going to do is, what are our options? We pave further and go put in another gas station up this way. We've only got 55,000, so, oh, there's Nee. Hello, Nee, welcome. You're not the crazy Thai lady. But yeah, that's good. I'm glad to see you. There's a few of you that I would have expected to be on time and ready to go, and yes, you are probably one of them. Sorry about the comments and suggestions this week. You have me thinking about how I can do it in a way that I can, better get your guys' suggestions. I think what I may try to do is suggest a little bit further ahead what I plan on doing, and then that way, like in other words, rather than just say, hey, I want to do this tomorrow, and then I've already done it by tomorrow, maybe talk about what I'm going to do in the second episode or third episode, depending on when I record things. So, now, I do welcome your suggestions. I absolutely do. And I do learn from them. It's like, I know I didn't lay out my chemical factory like you did, but it was a great layout. Like if I ever lay out another one, that definitely gave me some good ideas. And I think, you're also sharing it with other people who are not necessarily building every single thing I am, right? They have their own games and can take in your good suggestions and each other's suggestions. Good. I haven't done any. Well, I did do one thing. I don't know if you noticed or, we'll give a few minutes for people to get in here. At least it's only 2 minutes after 2, according to my clock. But I did set this guy to go back to the depot in town since he ran out of fuel. Let's see, what was he? He was just one of our food guys. Hey, O8 Hunter. S Hunter. I'm not sure what you would like me to call you. Good. It seems like I'm like, well, Steve is another American. I haven't heard from too many other people who live in America or are American otherwise. So it sounds like a largely European group, which is great. It doesn't matter to me where everybody's from, as long as we all have some fun, right? Thank you for the suggestion this week. Now, is Shunter, is that good, or what do you go by? Or O8 for that matter? So in any event, if there's other people who are, I don't know if you guys are you new to the stream or have you watched the other ones, Shunter? Um, just to give a bit of a recap, just to talk while I read your guys' chats, but go on chatting your suggestions or whatever else. The lag, there is about I don't know, 10 or 20-second delay with the chats between the time I talk and the time you see them. And then sometimes I don't always read your chat immediately. So, Mike, well, that's not what I would have guessed, but that's good. That works. Um, so, in any event, we started out with the basics, and we still pretty much have the basics. If I'm remembering, we still have a bit of a population crisis. However, we have our set of rules where we won't build anything for the most part without the road construction, which also actually saves us a bunch of money too, right? So while it's a rule to make it harder to use the construction, it's also, in the long run, probably a money savings, which in this game, this start's a pretty good thing. Yeah, so you're familiar with the series. That's good, just to make sure. Yeah, I mean, once we can get them up there, as far as optimizing the road goes, yeah, I mean, the reason I built it like I did was just because, without a construction crew to level things, you just sort of have to go where you can go, and I just couldn't get up over these hills like where I took these big turns around. And I think once you get up here, it's I don't think you'd go over that mountain anyway for the most part. Might cut it off a little bit here and there. Yeah, so it's definitely understandable. I think we're working on this, right? We still have a construction. Yeah, we still have a construction crew here. Okay, so you're obviously a rail fan. We've railroading fan. We've had railroad suggestions here. However, our money doesn't allow for anywhere near railroads. I think if I have a goal for this episode, it's to, like the whole point of this is could you get started? And once we got a few trucks to go, even though it might be painful to keep the trucks hauling back and forth, I think we're making money, right? If we don't do too much construction, like if we come into this one, let's just look at, I forget exactly, well, this month, I guess we can start with. Overall, our production was this much. Yeah, that's right. We were just losing a little bit, right? Because if we took out the constructions of, it's called 1,000, and we add this up, that's 1,834. So all we have to do is start producing a little bit more from these. Good. I think, just so you know, Knee is I don't know if you ever played Railroad Tycoon. That was one of my favorite games for a couple years at least. And one of those games that I could go back to. And I think one of the reasons I like this one so much is that it's in my mind, in a lot of ways, it's like a modern day equivalent of Railroad Tycoon 3. Though, of course, you're a little more dependent on roads and stuff like that than you would have been in Railroad Tycoon. And certainly more advanced in the construction and all that kind of thing. All right. So anyway, so I think it kind of goes without saying that I definitely think we should see about getting our like we've got quite a few crops in the field that we're not taking care of, and yeah, look at that. This is as bad as the other Revergrad, my regular series. I've got a lot of crops in the field. So how many people do we have here? Like none. Yeah, so that is a problem. So I guess one of the questions is, we only have a limited amount of money. What do each of these trucks cost us here? And I'm not deciding anything. I'm just talking a little bit before we hit the play button, so that I think we're probably, it seems like the few of us that are here are probably going to be the way we go. Let's get started, but let's come here and just see, what does each truck cost us at this point? I think they're still pretty cheap. And we're not going to need a covered haul, and I'm assuming don't know why I would assume that, but this one uses more fuel. This one's faster, but it carries less. I would think that from just a speed perspective, we'd be better off with the one that carries more. I've never done any scientific testing of that. So in any event, let's assume it'll cost around $6,000 per truck. We could get more trucks on the road. However, we're really not, in all the time we spent building, which isn't a huge amount really, we haven't produced a whole lot of food or alcohol at this point. So we could, will we even stay ahead of that with the trucks we have? I certainly think, I don't want to use up all the food and alcohol. We do want to keep these people happily fed. What is this guy? So this guy's getting ready to go up to Molna. He's got a full tank of fuel. Yeah, I would think that the speed isn't the biggest concern on the trucks. So the question is, well, what do we do? We don't have to do one thing. So let's just start playing it in slow mode anyway, right? Now that we've given anybody 10 minutes to get in here, it looks like us for now. So if anyone has an opinion, now is definitely a good time. So we could probably, we have plenty of room in this house, and we have plenty of room in this house. The other one has room too. So we could definitely get more people in without having to build more of this, and that would up our production. We also probably want to at some point finish this road, I would think, just for the sake of getting stuff in and out of there. And then we have this grain silo that at one point we had, kind of planned. Yes, absolutely. So let's take a look at the population statistics. I'll just try to keep an eye here to make sure. Well, hopefully, let's see what this guy's doing too. Okay, off he goes, and he's got a full tank of fuel. So I think he'll get up there. That's a great sign that he'll get up there and then probably run out of fuel. Hopefully he makes it. Okay, so anyway, yes, we have 125 production age workers, only 6 unemployed, so we definitely don't have many unemployed. And we're pretty productive. We've got 155 uneducated. So let's see how our school is doing. We have 2 of 4 teachers, but we have a fair number of adult-looking people in the classroom. I think I'm going to increase the number just to make sure that's not our issue. So let's check out. So we only have 7 university-educated people to teach our kids, and our apparently young adults anyway. 5 of them live in that school, and we haven't specified that anybody work in any particular place. And now that probably one of the issues we have is the fact that we now have doctors, which I think is taking away from our educated people. So we do have a treated patient, which is good. And then let's take a look at we've got a full month here as far as our deaths 22 and births 11. So that's not so great this month. Hello, Strike Donkey. Welcome. South Africa. I'm glad to hear that. Thank you. By the way, guys, it really does mean a lot. Like, I don't make any money for this from YouTube or anything. It's not a big enough channel. So it is your support and nice words that do, they do mean a lot to people. Just like if you said something nice to somebody walking down the street, it would mean something to them, So, but I do appreciate it. Thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So what do we think? Do we need one of my thoughts to just get our production up probably the easiest possible way is to get more people in here. And the fact that we're, let's see, we don't even have any teachers in there now. I'm wanting to hire a few more teachers and put them in this house. Does that sound like a good plan? Even though they'll be a bit expensive, but $5,000 a pop. We're gonna have to take a couple truckloads of food up there just to pay for them, but now at least we have the possibility. But I definitely think we need to not have this situation going on. So, and for those of you who haven't watched the series, like in my regular series, it's dictator, premier, rever. But here it's a group effort where we talk about things and discuss, and I try to, as best I can, take everybody's suggestions. And if there's some kind of a debate, ask for your opinions and tend to get a vote as to which way you guys think is best. Hello, Adam. Welcome. Again, thank you very much, Adam, for the nice words there. Hey, Mood. Nice to see you again. Glad to see you guys are making it back for another weekend. Or another Saturday night for you in Europe. For me, it's still like kind of early mid-afternoon, so. But in any event. Yeah, I think so. The question on the table, and I think I'm going to go ahead and do it. I've got knees nod, and is I think we need to get a few more educated people in here because, and the way you can always tell is if you start seeing these adult-looking people. They're not adults; they're like young teenagers or whatever. But still, there we go. There's an adult. See that black, the black figure without the white vest on. So. All right, so let's up the number by 2. I'll get 10 more of them in here, and I'm putting them in this house right here. All right, there we go. So that won't hurt with our population a little bit. Plus, it'll probably pretty quickly start getting more of these kids being taught because the last thing you want is a bunch of uneducated people that aren't going to go out and work. So that takes our money down to 45,000. We definitely need to keep an eye on. Yeah, so that's a corn truck. What is this guy? All right, so he's waiting to get filled up. Yeah, the other thing, in order to increase our productivity, we're going to have to get more people working in the distillery and in the food factory. So now we could do that by upping the percentage of people here, which probably would be okay. I don't think that many are actually going to go to these places anyway. And I think we were talking last time about maybe I up the distillery since, the alcohol is the most lucrative by far. Okay, Mood. That's good. Thanks for letting us know. I'm glad you made it at all. Took the time to come in and say hello. It's always good. So yeah, we definitely need to get more people. And why don't I, again, if anybody has an objection to this, I'm just going to bump this up some. Like, let's just say, and I don't know what happens. And then let's bump this up some. There, how's that? A little bit more to the distillery than the food factory. And again, I don't think it would send more than a couple people here. And I don't want to turn this off because we're still potentially building this, and it's only 1 or 2 people anyway. So yeah, see, we're still, we don't really need anything there. And with this food factory or fuel station, yeah, we're just buying fuel, but we have power. I just want to make sure we had. I thought we did, but yeah, we're we're living on the edge. It's like real life. You got $150 in the bank after you pay all your bills, right? But hey, at least if you have enough to pay your bills, that's a big thing in life. Well, to me, mood, by the way, saying it properly is making other people understand you. But yeah, no, close to zero is, yeah, it's all relative, right? It's close. What is close? Maybe I think close is $100, but yeah, no, that's close. Now the question is, should we get more uneducated people? Right, we're still building this outpost, so for a few minutes anyway, our construction guys have something to do before we need to decide: do we push the road up further? I don't know if it's good to go up over this hill. Well, we still don't have a construction office here yet, do we? That's a road vehicles depot, so it's not like we can level things out. We don't have a construction office. And I tend to think we're probably better off putting our money towards. I mean, it won't cost us hardly anything to build this road, except for the fuel, because we have the gravel now. Do we, is it the effort of putting this in, and then I think to get more trucks. I don't know how much will this cost? Not overly much. We'll have to pay for the bricks and boards and steel, but at least I don't think it'll cost 10,000 or less. But that's we don't have anything. So one of my thoughts is to get this population up a bit more. I mean, we could build another house in the hopes that goes, but also getting enough trucks, right? So what is this guy doing? This guy's hauling corn. Now, is he waiting anywhere when he... No, see, he's just driving back and forth constantly, so he is probably wasting some fuel. We probably could... Yeah, and we do have some food sitting here. Is this our food truck? Yeah. So what do you guys think? Some more people or some more trucks? Who's this guy? Yeah, see, that's just... I'm tending to want to do... My vote is probably towards more people, but... Yeah, we need the workers in the factories. We can't sell what we don't make. So that's sort of my thinking, too. When we have too much food... or when we're making enough, we can up our trucks. Now, how are our trucks doing? Do we have any... See, what we're going to have to do is keep coming up here. If we want to keep this flowing. See, I don't think we have many trucks, do we? Well, here, let's do this. Roll on. List of trucks within 2,000. Yeah, so these two are both heading up there. Can we see? Yeah, they're both plowing along, right? Yeah, it's just going to be a slow process, and I don't have them in. There's the other one right behind them. So there's two trucks heading up there right now. See, and those, well, here, let's do covered haul. Road vehicles. This I think is for the... Where is that guy going? Okay, so he's coming back. He's the one that I freed up when I first got in the game. So he's just getting back to town. And he should fill up with fuel at some point. Now, will he get fuel? Or did he get fuel already? No. So when I sent him back to that depot, he just goes right past this gas station, which I guess is fine. Yes, people. Okay, well, let's get some more people then. Let's put them in the houses that have the least. So we have... All right, let's get some more for here. Oops. Okay. Well, we could do a little bit of both. Why don't we get another why don't we get another truck too? So we just got, let's just take a look at our population so we can keep an eye on it. Now we're up to 163. We got 175 uneducated. So let's look at our school. Not a massive number of teachers, but I think we need to turn down the doctors. I think the doctors, either that or we need to take a house and say this percent here, that percent there. So let's limit that to 5 doctors for now. Yeah, see, we're not getting enough. Anyway. That's true too, with the trucks. It's not like we can't sell them. All right, so we have a snapshot of where we're at with the people. We definitely need to get some more of these, because I definitely think we have some adults that aren't educated. So another question for you guys. I think we should consider specifying that they go to work in certain places, like the bus stop, the hospital in particular. Let's see how it goes. Let's see if we start recovering. So we got 5 teachers in there now. And I turned down so we won't get like 30 doctors. Not that we were, but anyway. All right, so let's see what we have in our warehouse. We've got alcohol to sell, and our food, look, our food is kind of backed up here. So let's get 2 trucks, covered hauls. And I agree that I don't think the speed matters. So let's set 1 to go from the warehouse. How are we doing here? Yeah, so that's, whatever we're doing here, we don't have any food in here. So, let's get some of the food out of here so he keeps dropping it off there. How's that sound for now? We're going to be micromanaging the heck out of this. So now this guy, take a look at this. Yeah, see, why don't we take our alcohol out of here? What do we have in here? Yeah, there's no alcohol in here at all. So, we'll get a load of alcohol out of here as well. All right, so this truck will be our alcohol truck, I guess. Guess it doesn't really matter, but there we go. And then this guy will put on food. Cool. All right, so now let's head all the way back up there. Too far. All right, now when they first start out, you know what? We might not have to micromanage them as much, huh? Because we have that other gas station. So hopefully let's see what these guys do. Yeah, the thing that's nice about the warehouse is as long as we keep enough coming out of here, right? And here, like, because these trucks, like this little guy, he goes and makes sure that we have food in the grocery store first. So as long as he's filling up each time and doing his run, we're in good shape. Now we don't have any alcohol in here, by the way, because this guy is filling up. And that's the other problem with the alcohol, is that we're just not going to get that much of it. So when it comes to these trucks, it sort of provides a little bit of not a buffer, but I'd rather not be buying the stuff. I'd rather keep the pub and the grocery store having plenty of stuff there. Now, yeah, if we had any money. Oh, look, our money just went up. Wonderful. Let's close some of these vehicles. We want to keep an eye on these, right? Guys that we just started out, to see if hopefully they go. See, what we don't want them to do is go to this gas station up here, because I think that's just going to cause problems. So where's the other one? Here's the other one. Let's open him back up again. So let's see if they head to this one. But then I also need to get all the way up here and see this guy's going to run out of fuel up here. Yeah, this guy already did. All right, so let's send them back. Oh, and that other guy probably went back to the depot, didn't he? Yep, the other guy's back in the depot already, so we have to get him going. Pain in the butt this is. All right, so these guys are heading back to the depot, I think, right? Yeah, they both have speed. And then this guy, yeah, of course he loses his route. But we could say, well, now that we have these two open, right? Let's send another alcohol truck, right? Because we might as well sell the alcohol first to get the most money, I think. So I'm going to take this guy and copy that schedule. And then start. And then I close that guy by hitting escape by accident. All right, so good. So that guy started. Hopefully we'll remember to catch these other guys. Yeah, see, this guy is coming back down. So I want you to go to the depot here. And you're the same guy. And then, yeah, here's the food guy. Now, once we get them started, they seem to be doing okay, or better anyway. So they should be going back to the depot. We can check on the kindergarten, yes. Yeah, we're in pretty good shape. I have it turned down to 4, but at least at this moment. And you know what? I probably don't check the kindergarten enough. Let's once this guy gets close to this gas station, we'll cancel going to the depot. So yeah, it looks like our kindergarten's in good shape. How is our school doing? Well, still lacking teachers. All right, I think this guy can cancel going to the depot. Really? There we go. No, so he's close enough to a gas station that we'll go there. All right, so cancel going to depot. So notice how, I think that's this one. Yeah, see, like he gets no fuel, but then because he's close enough to a gas station, he'll then head down here and get some fuel. Good. All right, so how is our population doing? Well, we got a few more people. And look, we have less uneducated, because we were up to like 175. But we still have more, even if we're counting, I don't know if we count the babies or not, but usually I add these two together and know that I'm in pretty good shape if these two don't add up. But it definitely, we're not doing the greatest with this. So, because I think the babies, I don't know, are the babies going to kindergarten? I don't know. But yeah, we need to get these teenager looking people, especially these, there's a 21-year-old who's just in school. But the good news is, yeah, we do have some more room now. Like, they're all getting in there for at least a spell. Once you get behind, it takes a little while to catch up. All right, so how is our trucking doing? And then how is our depot? Okay, so these two guys are back on their way. And the other three, right? Yeah, this guy, yeah, he's on his way. Good, so we got 3 trucks on the way, and we have a few on the way back. Now, one of the problems is going to be, if we do build this road, your idea of, quote, improving it, one of the things I'm thinking of is that we just don't even interfere with the road we have, right? So in other words, if we were to pave this right now, we're going to cut off all our money. But if we were to make a road, maybe at some point like right here, we just started a gravel road again and made another dirt road off to the side that tied back in somewhere. Because we really can't afford to stop these trucks from rolling, I don't think. So how is our depot up here doing? Well, we're getting there slowly but surely. 63 work days left, but at least we don't have to spend any more money on it. All right, so after that construction's done, what would you guys like to work on next? At some point, we'll need more housing. Like I said, I think I would like to maybe just get them to do this road and finish that off. Okay. So if we're going to work on another road, do we want to build a construction office here where we can level things? Or do we just want to make it parallel all the way up here? Not parallel, but you know, like alongside of it the whole way. Yep, I assumed you meant less fuel there. I do that all the time. What I like to do is instead of writing didn't, I wrote did. For some reason, I forget to put the int on the end. Why don't we do this then? Because I like this stretch. So I'm thinking just for something to do while we kind of wait. Can I come from here? Yeah, I can go like that. See, then. Why don't we build... You know, I like... Just because I like the way that road was. Like, I wouldn't change that. Like, so we'll pave this in gravel. And then somewhere like here, tie that back in. And then that way we could set this to be paved in gravel. Does that make sense? And so the question is do we build a construction office here in order to best accomplish that? Maybe off of this. Well, see, we couldn't even build before if I'm remembering right. Yeah, see, we can't build here unless we can level. Yeah, there's no place. But we can build like down here. I kind of hate to have all these coming off of the main road like that, but I guess it doesn't really matter. So that's the question. By the way, I think getting this done, just because it's a bit of a pet peeve, and in addition to that, it won't hurt with the trucks going in and out of here to have them be a little bit quicker about it. How's our construction, or our food factory doing? Oh, good. Our distillery, yeah, so we're getting more people in here each time we look. Then I guess another question, and we don't have enough money to answer too many of these questions, will be if we build the road construction, boy, it would be helpful to have a gravel storage, wouldn't it? But then again, we'd have to just truck all the gravel anyway, so it's not like at some point it's probably worth just buying the gravel versus spending the fuel, but so how are our people doing? One less. Yeah, we're still getting 27 deaths and 15 births. So that's a bit concerning. Now, we did bump up our immigrants this month, so our actual population is, looking better. But that's just because we bought people in. Yeah, except the road to the farm can be done, like, without much effort, where this is going to be like a massive long term effort. But yeah, I do agree, and this is just also one of those projects that was planned long ago that it's just sort of sitting out there to get done. But yeah, I do agree that getting paved further on the main road is more important. Then again, here's the other thing too. Yeah, it will be less fuel, but it'll be less fuel for this guy as well. Like, so I'm not sure that there's like, even though these are taking longer to get up there and probably using some more fuel. Okay, what are you guys doing? Okay, you're coming back because I assigned you to the depot. Okay, so we got to keep in mind these guys are getting close to coming back. Good. So then we have more trucks heading up there. Yep, 3 trucks. There's the third one. Hey, Pietro, welcome. Glad you can make it. Oh, look, they're using our bypass road already. Knuckleheads. You're supposed to use the main road. All right, well, and you know what? We could probably do both. It's not... Like, in other words... Yeah, getting the trucks back faster from delivering is definitely the priority. Until we run out of crops down here. But like, there we go. So we do have some food sitting in here now, which is good. We don't have any alcohol sitting in there. Yeah, alcohol is just going up incredibly slowly. Now, what is this guy doing? Yeah, he's dropping off corn. All right, so let's... I'm not hearing a lot of other opinion, and I'll say tie goes to knee. How's that sound? So we'll come in here and we'll build a gravel road. By paving, I'm assuming you meant graveling for now. Yeah, we don't have it on auto build from Rubles. Oh, by the way, in the latest patch, that's kind of annoying that it's these different projects, but it's okay. So when they get done this depot, we can see. Now, I'm wondering, it's working pretty well. We got to get these guys before they get back to the depot. Where are they? No, they're nowhere near close. I just had a panic attack, right? Yeah, there you go. They're still... All right, good. So these are scheduled to be gravel roads. Now, the problem is... I can't level. I can't really make the road that much straighter unless we build a construction office here. And then move an excavator and a bulldozer closer. So what do you think? Should we do that? Let's see here. Yeah, we lost another person. 29 deaths, 17 births. I mean, there are no doctors, so there's a fair amount of time that there's no doctors in here, which isn't real encouraging. I think I need to specify where people go to work for this building. And I didn't hear a lot of opinion, so maybe tell me if you think I'm wrong for doing bing, bing, boom. And then, I wish I could kind of tell them, I think school is going to be, let's do like 50% school and, what do you think, like 30% hospital? I don't think we can tell them, like, does that mean we're going to be sending educated people here? I kind of hope not. So hopefully that'll be more efficient. I don't know. We won't send a certain percentage of the educated to here, but at least we'd know that the people from this building, so we have this building unspecified here. Hopefully that's enough to keep, because this one's specified to go to the bus stop and the power plant. This one here. Yeah, but I can't make a straighter road if I don't have a construction crew to level it. Right? Like, in other words, I can't really get up here unless I have a construction crew here. Well, I'm sorry. Well, you know what? I could probably do it here, couldn't I? Yeah, we can make a straighter road here, but we've already got it graveled. I mean, you know, over that, around that bend. You see what I'm saying? Like, I could make it a little bit straighter, but then it's not. I'm not going to get up over that hill without leveling it some, at least. You can see I even tried. like this is where I went straighter, and then I went, no, I just can't get up over, like, it's like this part right here. Let's go turn on the wireframe. See, like, right when you get up into this area, it's like really hard to get up over that hill. So were you paying for it with dollars, or? Yeah, like, say if I come in here. Now here's another question. Maybe it's because you were using dirt roads and I wasn't. This is red. It's just, yeah, see, it's just all red there, but let me get to a point. It's yellow. Say you need a construction office and a free excavator. I just can't. And really the only, from this point anyway, the only spot that I would really want to straighten, like that really will make, would be like right here, going across there. Like the rest of it, yeah, it could be a little better, but it's not going to shave days off their trip or anything. I mean, I could cut it a little closer here maybe, but you know, this part's, I don't want to call it straight, but it's pretty reasonable compared to this. Here's kind of a big loop around, and then same thing here's kind of a big loop around. I forget how far we can actually, well, right here. See, like when I tried to build into here, I couldn't go any further with leveling. Like, so this is about the limit, somewhere in this neighborhood. I can, what works now. Yeah, let's see, how many do we have? So we have 2. Can I decrease? Yeah, say it's at 0. I don't want to make it down to 0. I didn't want to mess with the percentage too much, but we can definitely take the hospital percentage down. Yeah, let's see if 10% keeps them in doctors. Yeah, see, we're getting 4 doctors, which I'm not that worried about. It's fine. We got doctors and staff, right? Like, but what I just want to make sure is that we're not getting enough teachers here. So let's, yeah, I don't know if I really had to do that, but how many teachers educated do we have in this building? No, I don't want the footpath. So you're saying, almost yelling at me, Nee, you can, what works? Like, I just tried to level and I couldn't. I'm not being argumentative. I'm just saying I don't understand. So there, we got the doctors cut down even further, so hopefully that means a greater percentage. Well, you know what? Let's do this. There we go. 75% to the school, so that should send. There we go. Now at least we got it up for the moment. I did. I put a link. I think I saved it, but I'm confused. One of the things that I usually go and say, like, well, what are other people doing? I noticed not many people do use the Discord servers on these YouTube live streams. And one of the problems that I have is that you guys are like 10 seconds behind me, which would really potentially get confusing. So the Discord server is there and it should be running. If you guys want to talk to each other, we can play around with how it works. But there's two things. One, I don't know that everybody wants to talk on a Discord server. Maybe they do, and I'm wrong, or just guessing wrong. Or maybe, like maybe some people just are more comfortable chatting, and I don't want to leave those people out of conversations. The other thing is the Discord server is not going to get heard on YouTube because, again, of the timing thing, so I don't know how to make the Discord server necessarily play on the sound of this video along with my microphone. You know what I mean? Like I looked in my recording software and didn't see anything that said, oh yeah, this blare broadcast the Discord server as well. So I'm wondering if people that do use those, like maybe they use them more on Twitch. It's because Twitch has the ability to interlink with them. There you go. See, I just heard somebody, that beeping was somebody logging into the Twitch server. Yeah, I mean, I have no problem with trying them. Yeah, we could try to get up over the hill with green roads. That makes. Now, when you okay, so you just made it slightly better. I got you. Like, it may not be perfect, but there's going to be like no way we can get. I mean, I guess we could. Yeah, so there's going to be certain sections of this hill. How are we doing here? Oh, our construction guys aren't doing anything. Let's take care of that. Let's get that next section of road assigned, because I think that section's just straight. There's nothing we would change about that. I got you. So yeah, exactly, Nate. I don't want, with all of it's like the same, and I definitely don't mind talking about it. And it's, to a large degree, this is sure it's my channel, but as I've said before, this is us playing, especially on the live streams, and not everybody enjoys the same things. Oh, okay. So we got two people in the Discord chat, though I can't quite see the Discord chat unless I see it's flashing orange down there. Just showed up. Hold my beer. There you go. And Mike has joined the battle bus. So exactly, like I don't want to exclude people who don't want to do the Discord, but anybody who does want to do the Discord, you guys can get in there and talk. Now, I don't know how much of a distraction that would be for me to start listening to it, right? And then the other problem is I don't have my headphones on right this minute, and they're plugged into the other computer. I have the Discord where I can see it on this computer, so in any event. All right, so what was I going to do? Oh, we're going to try to maybe put a road a little bit straighter. Like this would all be green right here, right? Can we get... Look, that's all green too. Yeah. You know what? You're right. They did make the roads more friendly towards being red, which I don't necessarily agree with, because when I was looking at where they had it before, I literally tried to use Google to compare it to... Yeah, see, that's definitely straighter, isn't it? I think once we're up on top of that hill, now the question is, how would we get up this? So yeah, the only thing I have to say about the Discord server is, please govern yourselves in a way that's appropriate. Like, I don't know. Don't cuss and call each other names, I guess. Not that you would, but you know what I'm saying. Like, behave so that nobody gets all mad at me later on. Like, you guys in the Discord server were... Yeah, see, how can we get up here? So we'd be coming from like this area, and it would be great if we could... Well, I can get up to there, but then this is turning into like... You know, if I could get up into here, which we can. All right, let's see. Can I get over? Yeah. Where's that other road? Oh, I put it all the way over here. Can I get? Yeah, see, that's a little bit much, but. There you go. That's a little bit straighter, right? It's not like we don't want to. Yeah, there you go. Let's go back to where we can see. And we might be able to do better if we, you know, this is only a dirt road anyway, right? For now, we'll. Yeah. Then what I'll do? Let's cancel a little bit of that and that little bit. So that's what you're talking about, right, Nee? All right, let me catch up on things. Hey, hello, Gas Mask. Welcome back. Yeah, we'll do small pieces as is appropriate, but we got past that. I don't think... could we get up over this? We might be able to. Let's see. So you mean they let you actually do like that? Oh, that's... Here, you know what? I'm gonna bulldoze all that though. Let me do it in gravel road. Will they let me do? So they really, yeah, they really did make this easier, didn't they? I see. So this is what you guys are talking about. Well, I don't want to go right through that really steep part, do I? So you could just do like infinitely steep roads if you just make them short. I see. Hey, you learn. This is why you do the live stream and not just sit there in your own cocoon. And I'm learning from you guys left and right during this live stream. Yeah, now is it better that they go up and over that hill? It's a heck of a hill to go up and down. Same at no. Oh yeah, yeah. We could go. Yeah, we can do a little more up that way too. Yeah. All right, so let's get rid of. You know what? I'm not even going to get rid of this just so we can tend to make it a nice long single project because it does tend to meld the projects together. I think when you do it like this. All right, very good. All right, so now we'll start. There we go. So now, you know what? We need to pay attention to what's going on in the... We need to make sure these trucks... Yep, look at that. We got a whole caravan of trucks that are just... Okay, let's open each one of them. And then let's... Oops, I don't know where I just spun around too fast. Yeah, let's send these guys back to the depot. Those other two guys are already in the depot. Which is okay. You know, the one thing I thought about at some point in this whole thing... Yeah, Nee, it's just sort of tough. I'm not a big fan of making it easier, you know? And I don't want to disparage people either. Look, we all play the game. I do wish that they had it. The funny thing that I find is not that, look, if you want the game to be easy, just admit it. It's just the reaction that I've gotten when I made chats on the Steam forums, and it's like, it's not easier. It's like, of course it's easier if you could build a road up over a mountain. Like, it's like, it is easier if you could level so much faster than you could before, Anyway. Okay, so now the good news is that if we do send them back to the depot like this, we can reassess each time, right? Like, so we could say, okay, look, we definitely want to send, we could definitely do more fuel, and we can definitely do, like maybe we should just do food at this point, right? Because we'll get that emptied out some. Let's send 2 food trucks. And we can kind of bounce back and forth, I think. All right, what I'm going to do, since we're going to do 2 food trucks, let me, oops, lost where I was. We'll just make this guy have the route. Let's go back to this guy. All right, did that work? Yep, good. All right, so let's start. So look, we actually have 24,000. I know that's far from impressive, but in some ways it is impressive that we now have $3,000 more than we did a little while ago. Yeah, there we go. You were a step ahead of me there, Nee. I just read your comment about let's celebrate. Absolutely correct. All right, so, do we have that all straightened out as much as we can, right? We got 5 trucks in the works. I just sent 3 back to the depot. Why don't we get another truck? And we'll send them with alcohol, right? We'll celebrate our winnings. Like you said before, we can always sell the trucks if we need to. Oh, you know what? Let's grab this guy. We're going to do another food truck just because, hey, why not? Just keep the food rolling. Copy the route to this guy. Now, since he's brand new, he's not going to have a full tank of fuel, so we need to keep an eye on him and try to send him back to the depot after he gets a certain distance. So I'm going to leave him open right there while we... Okay, good. We're working on the road, and we got the road kind of coming up over a lot straighter. I'm going to just leave this like this for right now, even though it's not far from perfect. But it won't interfere. And when we go to do this, we can figure out what we're going to do, right? Because this is a little bit tough right here. But we could probably take another dirt road down across here. But we got plenty of graveling to do in the meantime, so let me just commit to this, and then we'll reattach that once the construction guys... You know what? I'm going to just undo this bit of a mess here, too. There. There's no reason these 2 roads need to... I just closed that guy. I don't want to really close him. I like hitting escape, especially after I delete things. Now, you're a good to go guy. It's this last one in the row. This guy. Yeah, this is the one that's going to run out of fuel in a minute. How much does he start out with? I could darn near send him to the... Yeah, I don't have to necessarily wait for him to run out of fuel, do I? Let's go up, let him get up a little bit further. Yeah, Pietro, this is... So, like, one of the things we need to decide is, the whole idea with this for me is, could you get started? It wasn't necessarily to start a whole alternative map. Like I've said before, is this the hardest place we could have started? And, I mean, oh, look, we're down to 7. Well, that's because I brought another truck, right? So, all right, let's send this guy back to the depot. And then when he's close and... I just did that again. Yeah, so once he gets to the next node, he should turn around. Then hopefully we'll catch him Catch him before he stops. All right, good. So we'll probably build an alternative dirt road right here, right, when we get up that far. And then you're saying up by no fuel 2. Is that what you said? Yeah, I mean, we could definitely... I won't go over the mountain right there, but we definitely could... let's start from like right here. Yeah. Here's the other thing. If you do have a construction thing, let's make sure we're heading in the... Where do we want to head to? Yeah, I really don't want to go right up over that. So we want to head like here, right? Yeah, so let's build it from this way where I can kind of see. Oh, that's just all red. Yeah. Here, let's put this back on. Now, how's this guy doing? Okay, he's... Yeah, see, that's a big... Yeah, it's not letting me do it there. Well, because, I mean, we're going a lot straighter, you know, with a little bit of a... So, like, in other words, we are trying to get it, you know, pretty straight. Like, if you look, I mean, allowing for the fact we've already built this gravel road around all of that without this sort of semi-cheaty method. I mean, we're cutting out a big chunk of the winding dirt road there, and then, yeah, I don't think I would build it over this mountain. So we, you know, we're sort of, if you look, like, you kind of have mountains all there. So in some ways we are building it kind of as straight as we can. We could talk about straightening this out, but I'd rather get like everything paved and maybe even like another gas station up here, you know, as we go. Hello, Radomir, by the way. Sorry, I'm a little late on catching up on the chats. Oh, let's go back down here. Okay, so he's got fuel. Yeah, okay, so he's in good shape. So we can stop paying attention to him. Good. So we've got 6 trucks now hauling stuff in and out, and we're working on building a gravel road. And so, yes, Pietro, we are trying to, you know, when you say nearly straight, yeah, we're sort of working on trying to get it straighter. And again, with, like, if you look at what straight would be, like here we are, you know, there's mountains here, which we could go this way or this way. And then we'd run it, if we went that way, we would run into these mountains and this lake and all. So this is, you know, I think reasonably straight at that point. Yeah. Oh yeah, Radomir, this will be like, you know, 3/4 of this episode will just be because we don't have enough infrastructure, so we're just really building the roads that we need. All right, so let's see. I need to be able to get up over this, right? Yeah, they won't let me do anything green right there. So I was kind of afraid of that. So, yeah, so I need to go someplace that I can get around this hill. Yeah, we can take a look at our population here. Let me... let's straighten that out a little bit more. Can we just go green from here to here? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so that'll be a little bit straighter there, right? And then... turned yellow instantly, didn't it? All right, so let's get rid of a little more of that. Here, let me just get past here with my little plan thing so far. Oops. There we go. Is that? I'm just trying to look to see what straight is. Yeah, see, we're kind of getting up into that. Yeah, see, when we get to here, it starts turning red, but yeah, can we come down? I think right here I'd be happy with. You're just not going to make me green there, though, are you? Yeah, one of the things is just the lack of money. I mean, at some point, it's just, we've got 16 grand, you know? And that's not, I'm not going to buy many bottles of vodka, is it? Yeah, see, I'm running into something right here that it doesn't like to go around or over. Yeah. All right, so let's and Pietro, I'm not ignoring you. I am going to see what you're talking about in a minute. No, you don't want to come off there nice for me, do you? Oh, I didn't really mean to do that. Shit. Sorry, buddy. Can you go back now? Come on, go back. I can't turn you around like I can a train, can I? Darn it. All right, so I was hoping just to be able to come off of here in some way that sort of made some sense, you know? Then I ended up... That was not at all what I meant right there. All right, so we attach... Yeah, I think what we have to... Oh, that's kind of what I wanted. All right, so at least it's attached to that dirt road, and that's straighter, right? All right, so now what is Pietro talking about? You're saying that straight is to come this way. Like over the farm, which the farm is kind of in the way, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess that's a little bit straighter. I'm not sure how much benefit, considering I'm already laid out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we already have the road to here. Now, one of the things I didn't realize is that you could build up over these hills if you use little short sections everywhere. So I'm going to, for now, just kind of commit to that. All right, and how are we doing? Did we get trucks up here yet? Are they getting close? All right, so, well, here's another thing to say. I mean, yeah, I think I originally had considered going that way, other than all of the mountains. Like, yeah, getting up over the hill to here, and then when you got to here, you kind of have this big lake in the way and these mountains. And then again, remember, I wasn't picturing that you can build roads up over mountains like with little, and I'm not even sure that we could build a road up over this mountain, to be honest with you, even with the little short section. See, like it's just all red. Like it's not even like the little, maybe it isn't, but I don't really like the building little short section thing, if I'm completely honest. Just seems a bit easy. All right, let's see about coming off of here. There we go. Okay, so let me catch up on the chats for a second. Oh yeah, Radomir. As far as shutting down, I mean, I only have 15 grand left. We don't. If anything, we were going to ramp up that. I understand what you're saying. It's sort of like one of half of one, three quarters of another. It's sort of, you know, first of all, we're the biggest limit to our construction in some ways isn't necessarily going to be the people. It's going to be the distance. Like when we're hauling gravel from all the way down here, it's just going to be like the number of trucks that we would have here and the amount of fuel that we're going to start eating up. So we could definitely, and by the way, here's another thought too. The way this is working out, the trucks go up there, they run out of fuel, and then I send them back to this depot, like this guy. We can then decide to send him out on another route, which I then have to manually reset up. So I definitely think I want to send him on an alcohol run, right? So I'll come in here, oops, and I'll click on this. You know what, let me get rid of the wireframe now that I'm done building roads for a minute. So now he's going to that warehouse, and I'm going to set him to pick up a load of alcohol. So each one of these trips is, unless I can catch them coming back, which I don't seem to be able to. Oh, there they go. This guy. He already reset. This guy. Oh, he's the corn truck. So now we have two. Why don't we send out 2 alcohol trucks? But I'll come all the way up to the border again. And I will set this guy. Let's go to the border with the alcohol. And then let's zoom back to him. And then let's copy his route and set it on this guy. And make sure load, unload is set right. Go. Go. And they have full tanks of fuel, so they'll make it to the border. If we didn't do it in this exact way, they wouldn't even make it to the border. Now, the worst thing about the way we're doing it is that they're not even using our fancy gas station. So we really didn't need to build that whole gas station and all of that. Now, this guy, cancel going to the thing. He should run out of fuel. See if I can catch them when they come back. So we'll have another alcohol truck. Cancel going to the depot. He should run out of fuel. Well, he kind of got in the door. Hopefully that doesn't cause any problems. There we go. See, so he's starting back up on his route. He'll go get some fuel, and he'll do another food run. So we should have a number of trucks coming here, take some of our alcohol out. Yeah, well, the thing is, here's the thing. Let's see, what is this truck doing? He's our delivery truck. That's our shorter delivery truck. Now, what are you doing? Okay, so we have another one that got back here. Maybe that was one of the ones I thought I canceled, but then didn't, I think. So I think we only have 6. So I say we send more, well, let's send some more food out since we're making food a little bit quicker. And we can always send the alcohol. So like if you look, it's like micromanaged on steroids, so to speak, where we have to literally sit here. If we don't do this babysitting these guys, they'll just grind to a halt because they come up to here and then they run out of fuel. So then you got to send them back to the depot. There we go. So now, yeah, see, look, like these, see, and this guy didn't make it. Remember, I screwed around with the road? So we're going to have to send him and him all the way back to the depot. Yeah, this guy's down here. Saved me scrolling down there. Yeah, so they both have to go back to the depot. Oh, no, wait, you know what? This guy can go back to this depot. But let's see, this guy, he can actually go to this depot, can't he? Yeah, let's try that finally. Since he's already got food in him, why send him all the way back, right? Hopefully we'll remember to catch him before he gets down there. All right, let me read some of the chats here for a second. The dirt road trick kind of goes in line, in my opinion, with the zigzag, the power lines trick, where I'm willing to do it once, but once I understand it and we've all seen it, like if I started another series, I would make this against the rules. Do you know what I mean? Like, to me, it's just sort of, it's too cheaty. Like, not cheaty, I understand it's part of the game mechanics, and to me, it's just too much. You know, like it's unrealistic. No one would ever do that in real life that way, and it's a shame that they allowed that in the game mechanics to appease people that want it to be real easy. Like, I wish there was a hard mode where you weren't allowed the little short road trick kind of thing. So, all right, do we have any trucks out of gas up here? No, I think we kind of solved that, and we're going to try to keep an eye on this guy to make sure that he doesn't, well, both of these guys really, with the depot thing. But anyway, it's all good. I mean, it's a good suggestion, and if we had a lot more money, but again, the idea of, I don't know, do you live in the mountains? Like, how many roads actually go up over mountains? You know, like, I did live in Montana for a short period, and I could tell you that unless it was like some ski resort little road, there was very few roads up into the mountains. They all stayed down in the valleys, you know. And now here's another thing to keep in mind. I would like to keep it kind of realistic to what our plans would be. So even though we may never take this map further, it doesn't bother me that like we consider, hey, we would put oil here. And that's not to say we wouldn't build a road out this way. I kind of already have my farm fields right in the middle of that plan as well. All right, well, anyway. Yeah, let's take a look at our population now that I think all of our trucks are. Yeah, you know what? We can look at our population while we keep an eye on this guy. Where is he at? Oh, he's still all the way up by no fuel. All right. Look, we're down to 112 uneducated. At the beginning of the episode, we were like up to like 170 or so. But our population is still just not growing. At least our working population. Now, how is this done? Let's look at this year. Gives you a better idea. It's holding its own. So this year, deaths 92, births 69. So the only reason we're holding our own was because we had those immigrants, right? That's the only reason our population has grown. And we're really low on money here for trying to do anything else but like what is an emergency. Now let's take a look at where we're spending our money maybe. Yeah, there come those two guys. Nope, that's not how we can see if we have a lot of something. Electrical components. Yeah, I wish there was a way to buy less of them and yet still have, like where you could shift and then plus or minus. But that's not, we really don't have that many 20 tons. But there's no way to buy less in the warehouse. I don't think, is there? I know it does kind of come can come semi preset. Yeah, see if see the least I can purchase of those is, you know what, we probably should just do this too. We don't want to purchase any of those. If we need more, we'll turn that back on. But I don't want to accidentally, well, because we got 20 tons of them. That's for what the money we're going to be spending. We can turn them back on, but I don't want to bankrupt ourselves because we do a construction project and then end up buying those things, where most of our construction projects shouldn't take too many of those. Yeah, I think a lot of Italy is mountains, isn't it? But all the main highways don't go through the mountains. But yeah, I know, I understand there's roads into the mountains. Just not sure how realistic it is. That's all. But it's okay. At this point, if you were a half hour earlier to the stream, I would have definitely listened more. I guess you also caught, we've already put a fair amount of work into at least getting the gravel road up past the point of your suggestion, right? Like we're kind of already up into this area with it. Oh, or we're done another section. Okay, we need to or we should try to keep these guys busy, I think. There we go. Now can we do, no, say it doesn't, yeah. So we're gonna just have to do those. Now if I put them on search, they're gonna want to build this road next, which might be okay. Do we want to just put these? That's another question for you guys. Yeah, and I do agree. If you could do like a switchback road, like where you could, but this game doesn't really, by switchback, I mean like where you come up here and then over here and then, you know, but I'm not sure how much better that would be than what we did. Now this, we could talk about making this straighter, but I think we're already graveled around. Like I didn't realize the trick there with the short roads, or else I might have used it right across here. Like I think it's, I'm not sure if we could get it right there, but I'm sure we could get them down out of the mountain somehow. But I don't necessarily, this is already graveled, and yeah, I don't necessarily want to build another road when this part is graveled. So yeah, Pietro, it's a good idea. If you don't mind, we're going to stick with this just for the sake of getting done, like. Yes, at least we have a road. You're right. So, let's take a look. I was going to take a look at the finances, and then I kind of clicked the wrong button. So this is the big one to tell you how you're doing. And, as far as are you producing more than you're using? So the good news is, the construction, I'm sure, is costing us the vehicle fuel there. And we did assign that, right? Yeah. But at the same time, like if you look, that's 1,250, call it. This is, we'll call that 1,000 just for a round number. So you're talking about $2,000, and we're making $2,800 worth of stuff, which is not overly impressive, but at the same time, it is saying that we have more, money or goods being produced than sold. Then of course there's this one. We're only on April 11th, so let's take a look at last month. And overall, we're minus 4,000. And why are we minus 4,000? Really, the only reason that we're minus 4,000 is because we imported $6,500 worth of vehicles. But other than that, in what may become the grindiest start to a game ever, or one of the grindiest starts ever, I mean, we are in the black. I mean, we are making more money with our painful system of sending trucks up there. They run out of fuel. We send them back to the depot, which is kind of cheaty, right? Because we're not paying for the fuel for the trip back. So it certainly would be an argument, in my opinion, to just to be more realistic to what life may provide to you. You would want to put a gas station up here somewhere, in this region, so that you could actually start fueling the trucks up properly. Like, we do have a gas station here, but nobody ever uses it because when you send them back to the depot, they just go right on past it and they don't fuel up here. They're just like hell-bent for leather to get to a depot, All right, so this guy who we've been keeping an eye on, I think I'm going to try to unsend him back to this depot. Is he close enough? Yep, look, now what he's going to do is he found this gas station, so he'll go to this gas station, he'll turn around since he still has food on him, and then he'll head back from here, which means he'll have plenty of fuel to get there, and then eventually he'll run out of fuel up there, and he should be in good shape. Don't use search. The road to the border is a priority. Yeah, I agree. So we're going to get this worked on. Now, the problem with the road to the border, too, is without another construction thing up there, it's just going to take a lifetime. It's just going to be forever and a day to get that up there, especially if they're little. They're not all as short as this one, but what do we have all I love this all related vehicles. So we do have 3 dumpers heading to this building, and so they'll get the gravel up there. Hopefully we have I noticed that they definitely changed the way the construction equipment is deployed. Like, for example, until there's gravel there, they're not going to send out the excavator. So that'll slow things down a little bit. By doing it this way, they made it more efficient overall if you want to assign multiple projects. But I think in other words, in the past, they would have sent this excavator up there. There wouldn't have been any gravel, and then it would have just sat there. And if you had people, say they're not sending any people up there either, which is another thing we should probably do. Let's take this bus out of here because we don't want them to send people to these road sites. So that should keep us with a few more employees going to our food production. So how is our food production? We've got plenty of corn. Food. Alcohol. How's this guy doing? So we just don't have many people working here, do we? No, we definitely need more people. How is our teacher count? 14. Now, do we have... Good, we're down to just having students in the classroom. So that's absolutely wonderful. All right, let me catch up on chats. Yes. I don't know how much more money I want to spend on trucks. Now, here's another thing. We have a truck sitting right here. We can always grab them back, right? So why don't... I just plan on paving roads for quite a while. If we talk about building something else, we can grab one of these trucks and put them back in here. But we might as well The other thing is, just so you know, Pietro, I have no issues with selling more alcohol. It's just that we're not making it that fast. So at some point we're gonna run out of alcohol runs to make, or alcohol to send. So let's close this, and we'll head all the way back up there, and click on that. And tell him just to get alcohol. It'd be nice if you could double click. I've thought about that at one point. Like if I could just like double click on that symbol or something, like, no, I just went and messed it all up. All right, anyway, let's start him. You know what I mean? Like some way to just say, no, I only want this one. Like an uncheck all button would even be kind of nice. All right, well, anyway, there goes more alcohol sales. And I don't disagree. Now we're going to have some trucks here running out of fuel shortly. All right, you know what? I'm going to zoom back down to him and let's send this guy back to the depot. I should have zoomed back on him instead of closing him. And yep, that guy just ran out. There it is. So let's send him back to the depot. Now, what are you guys doing? You're doing corn. You're going back to the depot. I want to cancel that. You're going back. No, where are you doing? You have food in you and you're almost out of fuel. So that was the one that was right behind him. He didn't fuel up here? Is there something wrong with this gas station? I mean, it is attached to the road, right? Huh. I don't really understand what this guy's doing. Other than he should be going to get fuel, right? Okay, well, whatever. And this guy just got fuel and he should be going to get another load. Very good. Yeah, they don't seem to be using this gas station. Or at least that guy didn't. I'm confused, but it's not the first time in my life. All right, good. So I think that, does that take care of it? Oh, nope. I had a feeling that there was another one. Yeah, so this will get annoying as heck after a while. Definitely would want to come up with a better way of dealing with these trucks. Else you just become like a really poor road truck coordinator game, Yeah, so this guy's heading up here, but he's got very little fuel. Well, maybe he'll refuel when he gets up further here. We'll see. At some point, we just have to have faith in the drivers doing something good. All right, let me read more chats. Yeah, it's one thing. Italy is a very beautiful country. There's just no getting around that fact. I mean, if you like mountains anyway, if you like flat plains, then go to Kansas. But if you like, and that has its own beauty in its own way. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, some pretty amazing sights in Italy, as far as views of mountains and valleys, and very picturesque. All right, there goes another truck out of fuel. What I think we really need is and yes, I do. I mean, we do have a depot near which gas station? Like, I have a depot near this gas station, but what I've learned is it was probably a waste. That was something I kind of chose to do more than anybody else was excited about doing it. And I don't think this is a bad idea, but the fact is that if I send them all the way back to here, then they come back to here with the fuel, like with a load of fuel. Yeah, you know what? We could try to see what happens if we start sending them back to here. If I send them back to here, do they make it? Like, see, they're not going to make it all the way up here and back is the problem. So I think no matter what we do, we need another gas station. I think maybe somewhere like in this ballpark. I mean, it would kind of be good to have one all the way up here and one like, somewhere around here. Because if you look, we'll have this one here. We have one in Revergrad, so then we have this one, and then if we had like another one along here, and then eventually even maybe another one up here would be good. We need a storage near the gas station. You mean like you mean like to do relays? Yeah. Yeah. I don't disagree with that. Other than the storage would cost money, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, if you put a storage in here. Now keep in mind, until we get a construction depot, we can't level anything here. But yeah, we absolutely could plop a storage depot in here. Or a storage warehouse, and if I were just playing it, I would want to turn this into a semi-proper little mini construction zone, which would include, a storage, an open yard, an aggregate storage, and a construction office. And then that way you would have that, just build further. Like at some point, you could make the same argument that trying to push this road all the way up there with the construction crew, it would be better to stage them here with other stuff. Part of it is just the money issue, but I honestly kind of think we almost have the money issue. Oh, there's never any progress here, Nee. Hello, Patrick. Welcome back. Well, we started at 2 Eastern time, which I'm not sure where you're at exactly, but if you're in Europe, it was like, what's that, like 8 British time, I think it is? Or no, 7 British time. So if you're in Central Europe, I guess that's what, 9 o'clock? I'm not sure where you are relative to me, but... A warehouse, yeah, that would give us some idea of the cost. Now, remember, one of the rules is you don't build them. Yeah, I'm not going to build them, but let's see if we put on this 2,000. So not too much. If we take a look at what it'll cost us, just the steel is the biggest cost there. That'll be like, 4,000 or something. Because I think the steel's like 500 or 600, or at least it usually is in the beginning of the game. And a few bricks and boards. Yeah, it's a Central Europe time, so yeah, it was about an hour and a half ago we started. So, but it really hasn't. Don't, like Nee said, don't feel like you've missed a ton. I really have been playing in the slow mode. We don't need to do that. I don't know why I didn't speed that up a little bit. I mean, at one point it was just because when I get to talking, of course, it's hard to pay attention and talk. So, no, I'm not, Pietro. I appreciate the wanting to do it easy. But no, I have no problems with voting on building a warehouse here. I think that's, what does everyone think? I mean, do we build a warehouse to cut down on the micromanaging, and then we shift, like 1 or 2 trucks to take food and alcohol up to here? And then that way the trucks can, well, see, here's the thing. Even if we did that, they're not going to make it there and back yet. The question is, will they make it far enough and back that they'll see the gas station, right? There's no way they're going to, even from our second gas station, our outpost, make it all the way there and then all the way back here. No plans for a radio station just yet. We're just celebrating the fact that we're making like, $1,000 a month profit. So, yeah, I think that the radio station will come into its own. Oh, we're done another section of highway. So let's go get the next one scheduled. Oops. There we go. Well, we're making progress on our little road. So that's, I think that what we have is working for now. And I absolutely think, is it better to do a relay, a warehouse relay? Yes. But if we only have like $18,000, and let's just say that's going to go up to like $40,000 by the time this, in another 2 hours of playing. I would rather see us get another gas station and the power wires and all that stuff up to here. Because keep this in mind too. One of our big debates was, I'm not going to build power lines unless I build a gravel road alongside it. But once we built this gravel road all the way up to there, I wouldn't have problems with building power lines up to here either. And once we build a power line up to here, we could start selling electricity, and that would really make a big difference too. So, because we do actually have enough money at this point that we're not dying, No, I'm not building things with rubles. I mean, I do appreciate that but I'm just not. I mean, that's one of my rules. I don't make the rules to be broken, and that's part of the challenge. There's far easier ways to handle all of this, and if I took the easy way each time, this game is just really not that difficult, to be honest. Like, all we had to do in the beginning was build power lines straight across the mountains, and then we would have been done. We'd have been making money. But here's the other thing, too. Keep this in mind, Pietro, and everyone else who has opinions about these things. I made the rules because I was the only one and hadn't even done a live stream yet, right? So now that we're a community on this, I'm all for restarting the map and changing the rules, and we can decide, hopefully on a fair set of things. Like, are we going to try to stay realistic where, you're not going to build your highway up through the mountains just because the game through 40-degree slopes just because the game lets you? Or maybe we will decide that that's something that we're going to do. Or, in other words, we can set the difficulty. So the not building, with dollars or rubles, it has to do with just making it more difficult. It's making it more of a challenge if you want the hardest challenge, right? Okay, so let's slow down a minute just so I can get these guys sent back down there, and this guy's going to join them in the out of gas club. Oh no, look, see, this is the guy that went from the other depot, I think. So he still has some fuel in him, so he'll be a good test to Pietro's build a warehouse here kind of thing, because if he can make it back to this without needing fuel, then that sets up a whole nother different cycle of things, right? But I have a feeling he's going to run out of fuel before he'll go to that gas station. But let's see. All right, so these guys need to go back to here. Oh, look, we got a whole bunch of trucks sitting there doing nothing. All right, so what can we sell? Well, we got alcohol, and we have food, so we're really not keeping up with it. And Pietro, trust me, I do want a solution for this. I'm going to keep an eye on that guy just because he's special. And I wish we didn't have to do this every time. Let's just send out a bunch of alcohol trucks. How's that sound? Because it'll be easier for me than... And I could just copy them all. There So let's just, well, you know what? If we send out all alcohol trucks, we could do, why don't we do like mostly alcohol trucks? We can't really set how much of what percentage, but why don't we do like trucks like that? Let's see what happens. Can't hurt. All right, so let's, yep, that is that guy. So each of these should all have the same, oops. Go. There we go. That's a compromise, right? Not that we needed a compromise on that, but yeah, we definitely have to stay on top of the trucks. All right, let me read some chats here again. Patrick, there is no off topic. Feel free to say whatever you like as long as you're being decent and not mean to anybody else, you know? And I don't even really personally care how decent you are, and by that I mean being a decent person and not cussing and stuff. But other people might get offended. You have a hard time offending me. Steve, welcome. And certainly don't be sorry for being late. I'm glad you could make it. Yes, exactly, Patrick. I'm reading back through some of the older comments a little bit. Like I said, we can discuss if we did another map as a group, if we decided this was, you know, I almost feel a little bit like we've conquered this, to be honest with you. It's going to be grindingly, painfully slow, but I mean, we're in the positive, and I don't see any reason, short of catastrophe, that we would, I don't want to say anything here. I'm going to knock on wood. That we would have anything, you know, stop us from becoming profitable. This isn't like RimWorld where all of a sudden there's going to be a psychic drone that's going to stop all the female workers from working, you know? So it's, you know, I mean, I think what is this guy doing? I think we're in pretty good shape. Oh, this is one of the caravan of guys. I just didn't close him. Yeah, so these guys all need to go get fuel. All right, so let's see. Yeah, you probably could. I guess it depends on what kind of alcohol that is, but assuming it's vodka, imagine you could definitely burn something like vodka. I don't know. I don't think I'd put beer in there, right? But it does say alcohol as opposed, well, I guess you could, alcohol, like it does have beer and a bottle of wine there, so I don't know. I guess that could be a bottle of anything, but yeah, I don't think the drivers in this game are known for their intelligence. Oh, there's another one. Let's yeah, see it's very tempting to just send the alcohol, but at the same time I want to make sure that we're keeping the food production going too. Like keep both productions producing as much as our limited population allows us. But I'll send this guy with some alcohol, I think, because hey, why not, right? In the grand scheme of things, as long as we get it all sold eventually, I think we're in good shape. All right, there's another truck on the way. So yeah, we're back up to 21,000. We started the episode at what, like 40? Or the live stream at 40? What are you doing? Okay, you're going to get the alcohol that I just sent. Yeah, so I think it's just a matter of catching these guys. You know, if you were just sitting here and just make sure you keep sending them out like efficiently. But you could make money, as painful as this is. Oh, look, you didn't make it. See, and that's why I think that the warehouse, and look at where he ran out too, by the way. I think it's luck on my part, but if he had left from this warehouse, because he went to this fuel station here, right? He went from this fuel station, he went all the way up there, dropped off his stuff, and then ran out of fuel right here. And that's where I've been pointing at. Let's put another gas station in here. So I think that should, in the longer term, I don't know if we'll ever do it, but I think that should be one of our goals, is to get another gas station in this region. And I think that the gas station here would do more to get these guys refueled, because they could find it, unless they ran out all the way up here, they could find this gas station. And then again, I think we should put another one up here too, another gas station. All right, well, in any event, I guess I should send him. See, now this case, I'm going to send him back to the depot here because, even though it is, you could argue, kind of cheaty, once he gets back here, then he's got a full load of fuel. He makes it the whole way and doesn't break down other places. Yes, Steve, we are slightly positive, as Nee says. Yeah. Well, I don't know about your country, but I don't think we make. Well, it just says crop, so we don't really know if it's wheat. Certainly, if it's corn, like the picture there, and I always like to call it corn, even though I shouldn't, because when you look in the field, it doesn't even look like corn. It certainly looks more like some kind of a wheat or barley or something. Then again, if you look at the height of it compared to the combine, that's some awfully tall wheat. Those combines are 10 feet tall or so. Well, 3 meters tall. This crop is like 6 meters tall. Which is more like corn would be, but whatever. Yeah, so we could pretend whatever we want as far as what kind of alcohol. Steve, we cut another road using the, like the short stretch, go up steep slopes thing. And I'm glad to know that it's there. It's, like this part doesn't bother me. It's when we get right up into like, this road really doesn't bother me that much. But you could use it to get into really steep parts. So yeah, we decided that to build a gravel, we don't want to replace the dirt road we have, because the dirt road is the only source of income we have. So we need to build a parallel road. So yes, we kind of went up over the hills with the U-short sections method and cut off some of the turns that would be in the gravel or in the dirt road. Patrick, your request for an overview is easy and will give me something to say for a few minutes or a minute, because it's not overly impressive. We have a farm. We have a distillery, an alcohol plant. Well, this is a distillery and a food plant. Sorry, I said that wrong. And then we have gravel. I'm assuming. Oh, and we have a power plant that has no coal going to it. There is some coal over the back of this hill here that we could consider if we ever had more money. But at this point, I think building a coal plant is a little bit out of the reach. So really, when we talk, it's not. We also figured out that it was, what did we say, going to cost like, I forget, $300 or whatever or 300 rubles for each truckload. So it's really not necessarily worth selling the gravel or the corn. So we're really kind of limited to selling the food, the alcohol, or eventually, if we ever built the power lines, we could, sell power. Now, one of the rules that I've sort of self-imposed is that we don't build power lines unless we've built a road alongside of it. So in other words, building just the dirt road doesn't count. Like if we've actually built a gravel road, then I have no problem with building power lines up along that. And that's just a self-imposed, make it a little more challenging, because I realized, I mean, you could build the power lines from that power plant in one great shot at the very beginning of the map, connect it to here, and then you could start making money just selling the power. So, it's sort of a self-imposed thing where we're going to try to make it more difficult. And then so our real big project here is just building these roads, the gravel road. And once we build that, then I don't have any problem with building whatever else anywhere. Now, all of our construction is going to be with the manual construction. So even though it's really tempting and say, oh, just plop it down with the auto construction, that's just another one of the, make it harder, more tactical, so to speak, as someone called it in the chats. Did I miss a... Yeah, to answer your question, Steve, about did the road help? Well, I'm sure it will. I mean, I'm assuming that the fact they're going way up a hill doesn't affect... I know some games, and just in reality, you're almost better off going on a flat where you don't use up so much fuel. Will you use more fuel to go up and over the hill than to go around on a flat plane? Vehicles going down a flat road don't actually use that much fuel. That's why you get so much better highway mileage than you do, road. One of the reasons you get better highway than city mileage. And anybody, Pietro, you live in the mountains, you use more fuel when you're up in the hills. You definitely have to push the gas pedal down a lot harder. But then again, I guess you do come back down the other side, don't you? But I don't think coming back down the other side makes up for it. We're up to, I think, 6 trucks to the border. I stole the truck, or 7, I think, actually, because I bought 3 more, I'm pretty sure, since the last episode, and then figured out that we had a guy sitting in the construction office that we didn't need to build these roads. So we now have 7 trucks running up back and forth, slowly but surely. And they're all on their way up there. So, what's this? Oh, this guy. No, he just drove right past that gas station there. I wonder. That's just part of the game, and I don't see any reason why they can't use that gas station. But sending them back to the depot in town, they drive right past it. So, I guess that's to our benefit, because when you think about it, our fuel cost for those trucks would be twice as much. Now look at this knucklehead. I don't understand why they do this. He's driving all the way up there, the bulldozer. Where is he even going? There's already an excavator. Oh, what did I do? Oh, you know what? I sent... Oops. How did I manage that one? Did I click on him or something dumb? Look, he's on a course to go to the warehouse to drop off beer and alcohol. Yeah. Okay, well, buddy, come on back and come back to the depot, I guess. I don't know how I managed that one. I must have clicked on it through... Sometimes the click-through in this game is a little bit tough. If I clicked on the truck sitting here, I must have somehow got our bulldozer going there, too. Anyway. Yeah, population. I mean, the only problem I have is that the population costs us money, and we need to keep an eye on... Yeah, we got enough teachers. We're not getting a lot of doctors in there at this moment, are we? So how is our population doing? We're holding steady. Yeah, we're at the point we're holding steady, so... Yeah, we can, just because it seems to be a popular topic, I'll start sending out more of the alcohol. It certainly won't hurt. but I also want to keep the food production going. You know, like even though the food warehouse has been pretty steadily at zero, like I want to keep that. I'm sending some food away just because. Look, how did that get to? Yeah, I don't know how. Did I just change that? I don't remember changing that. That's weird. All right. Well, anyway, I want to keep the food production going. I don't want that to back up. Like, in other words, I think we're better off keeping the food running, even if it means not selling quite as much alcohol every minute. Because I think we're going to sell all the alcohol off eventually. Because the warehouse was definitely had like 60, almost 70,000 in there at one point. I'm pretty sure. We definitely have less than we did before. We're selling alcohol now faster than we're making it. Oh, there comes another truck back. Yeah, that's kind of weird. Oh, because he's going to get fuel. But we can send him. I don't know if this will get erased. I hope it doesn't. Let's see. So this is it showing us where he's going next. Yeah, see, look, it erased it on me. I've had a feeling it was going to do that. So it won't let me do it until he gets parked back in there. So now what is this guy doing? That's this guy. Okay, so we got a few more trucks. We'll sell alcohol. I have no problems with selling the alcohol. Just eventually we're going to run out. And if this warehouse gets full of food, then I'm going to send some food trucks. Just for the sake of keeping that running. I hope that makes sense to everybody. All right, come on. You should be ready to go. Good. All right, so let's send some alcohol trucks. I think we have another one coming. What is this guy? Or is that the food? Let me just check. No, that's our crops guy. What is this guy doing? Nothing. What are you doing? You know what, go to the depot. I don't understand what you're doing there. All right, well, anyway, we're going to send some alcohol. And I already had that picked. There we go. Yeah, so each of these guys hopefully will be full of fuel. And wait till that guy gets in here. Good. Oh, that was the guy that was... Yeah, so he's full of fuel now. Wonderful. So we can start him. Did I do this? Yeah, that's this guy. So we'll start him. There we go. Sell him more alcohol. And we'll probably have some trucks down the other end. Well, I don't know if there's a certain point, Steve, in, that's screaming, but when we sent a truck from here, he ran out of fuel, like right here. So it does make sense that we would probably put one in this neighborhood, because if he had run out of fuel, first of all, he'll be a little bit more efficient because he'll, it's going to be a little bit shorter graveled route. So I'm assuming he'll get, and this will be a little bit cut off here, slightly shorter. So I think in this neighborhood would be a good place for one gas station. And we might even consider one up here at that point too, way down the road. All right, so these guys are all going to need to go back to the depot. And this guy I can close. And look, he barely made it up here. All right, so let's head back down there. And I think that's all the trucks that are up here. So, yeah, guys, I don't know how much more I want to sit here just doing this. Do we declare a victory at some point, as ugly as it is? do we keep? Oh, if we don't declare victory, that means we want to just keep going and see how this map goes. Do we want to try to modify the starting conditions? Like I said, when I first started out, I just kind of laid this all out myself. It wasn't with any other participation. We could start a fresh map, either in the same location or, with just different starting conditions. Ah, geez, yeah, that is nice. I just looked at the Discord, Pietro, of your view from your bedroom. Certainly better than the view from my bedroom. There was some town I heard in Italy was selling houses for $2 or something. Now you had to pay like $4,000 in fees, and then you had to promise to spend whatever amount to get it fixed back up. But they had like too many people are moving to the big cities. They didn't want to live in the mountains of Italy or something along the, or there just was no work for them. Not that they didn't want to live there, but. I'm reading some chats. The problem, lumber and wood is not a bad idea. I don't think we have the money for it right this instant anyway, but, you know, certainly, setting up any industry would be better. I don't know how much it pays for the boards. Here, let's look at the prices here. Obviously it'd be a little bit closer. It wouldn't cost us quite as much, but you only get like $25 for the boards. And the wood, I think, is even less. Yeah, see, the wood's only like $20. So it's really not worth driving them very far. Like, I would be more inclined to say, remember, as we have Lumbrisca, it's like right up here in the regular series. And it's pretty close. I think if you're driving them, like, I would be more inclined to want to set up a lumber thing up really close to the border. Same thing if I were to do bricks or something. I think I would want to try to set it up closer to here if possible, because they're just not worth a ton of money. Like, there's certain things that if you don't have to drive them far, I think they're worth it. But you do use the fuel. Oops, did we not send this guy back? I guess not. So let's send him back. Cut myself off from talking, but keep these guys moving. Oh, and you know what? I still have it on slow mode there. Right, how are we doing with our road? It's moving slowly but surely. So yeah, as far as the lumber goes, I don't see it being a big, like, I would be more inclined to want to do meat, by the way, because we have the corn, right? And I don't think it would be necessarily that hard, somewhere, whether we did it up. I don't know if I'd want to do it here or not, but and I don't want to do it, again, some of it is, do you really want to pretend that one day we will do an oil field here? I mean, I don't know how much you guys want to keep playing. Like I said, it's part of the decision on what we do. I think, coal would definitely be good, and iron. By the way, one of the reasons I came up into here is that there's good iron right in here. If we take a look, where is it? It would be here. So here's iron. See, we definitely have good, decent enough iron to put an iron thing here. Like, a lot of good iron in this area. And then do I remember right in saying that there was, see, there was no coal, but again, that's okay. There is coal. By the way, one of the reasons I say this is the hardest start is because there's really nothing right there. So the closest coal is going to be on the other side here. And that's pretty good coal. It's not the best coal on the map at that point. Neat. I'm not sure who Patar is, but that's a pretty nice picture. It really looks, that's a really nice picture. But anyway, there's coal up in here. I was looking at the Discord for those of you guys. They're sending pictures of where they live. Um, so there's where Cole would be. And there's there's just nothing in this, anywhere near this town. I think there's a little tiny bit of coal over on the other side here. Like, that doesn't even really count, in my opinion. Like, you really have to kind of go a distance just to even get to anything but this iron here. But then starting the steel mill, like, that's just a pipe dream with the money that we have. If we could take bank loans, it would be a little bit different, right? Read some more chats here. Yeah, I have the Discord server. I'm not necessarily listening to it, but you guys are welcome to talk with each other. And, at some point, if enough people want to try to talk through it, I'm just a little bit concerned that there's people that don't want to use the Discord. I wouldn't stop anybody from using it. At the same time, not everybody wants to talk. I mean, for various different... I mean, I've played, like, other online games, and I know some people just don't like talking when they're playing the games for whatever reasons. Doesn't matter what their reasons are. So I don't want to mess with the system, and I think the chat thing is kind of working. So you guys will just have to decide things on the Discord, and then you can let me know what you come up with, right? And then the rest of us that don't want to use the Discord, we're not. And then the other thing about the Discord is I know that some people have used it, and I'll watch their live streams, and then it's like when I rewatch their live stream, it just doesn't make any sense because you can't hear what those people are saying or doing, right? So I'm just bouncing back and forth. There we go. We got some more trucks coming up this way. So yes, you guys are welcome to use the Discord server, Gas Mask, if you want. I saw your chat. Yeah. Yeah. So again, like, yeah, I would like this video to be watchable for people next week. As a matter of fact, more people watch it over the course of the week than actually usually participate with us, which is fine. Not everybody can always make it. Heck, I won't be able to make it next weekend, but I don't want to exclude people. I would like to try to keep everybody participating. And I would like it to be something that you can watch later in the week, and comments, you can read the live chat as you watch the video and understand that I'm not just a rambling idiot, that there is a reason for my idiotic rambling, right? So getting back to some of the chats, Pietro, yes, the $1 house thing is real. The only problem is you have to fix it. Exactly, and the house is going to cost you. Yeah, but it's still, I mean, I have to fix my house too, but yeah, there's nothing free in life, that's for sure. Well, and from what I understand, it's a good deal, but you have to live in that town, and why did the last people move out, right? Like, you always want to ask yourself that. Like, if there's no work, I mean, maybe if you do YouTube videos for a living, you could live there, but there's going to be a limited number of people. So there we go, guys. We're on our next section of road. So I was talking about the houses that are almost free, and not free because they come with strings attached where you have to fix them up, like Pietro's saying. Make a community on your YouTube channel. Yeah, and Pietro, by the way, doing both chats, absolutely fine. Okay, so Gas Mask, to understand this, if you guys could chat with each other through voice on the community on my YouTube channel. Hearts of Iron. Yeah, at some point I did want to talk to you guys about, another thing. One of the things I was thinking about, just so you know, was like that I enjoy, might be up my alley, would be the and I do like Hearts of Iron 4, by the way. But another thing was like the Kerbal Space Program. I do enjoy that game and thought it might, be somewhat interesting for people. Though very different I don't know if any of you guys have played that. Very different than this game, but still pretty strategic, and you know, you kind of have to be a planner and a, you know, otherwise you just kill all your Kerbals or sit there resetting 50 times before you get it right. But anyway, yeah, if you guys have suggestions for another game, I would be interested in that. At some point, I'm sure the popularity of this game would wane, and not that I don't enjoy this, but you know, I could see myself doing more. Now, that would also be a solution for Knee's problem. If I were to start doing another series, then you guys would have more chance to potentially chat for the other series, right? Because when I'm putting them out every day, it's hard for you guys don't get a chance to comment, and then I start doing building on the next thing before you guys get a chance, before I get a chance to read your comments about the last thing, kind of thing. So if I were to put out videos of this every other day and then have another series in between, that could solve that little problem. Are my trucks back at the depot? Are you telling me, Steve, I'm slacking? Let me see. Let's get these heading back there. How's that sound? Yeah, I need a little warning bell, don't I? Like, let me just move them over here. And then close this. And I don't know if they're back at the depot, but yep, trucks are all back at the depot. This is getting to be not what I would call joyous. There we go. All right, so let's see. Those should all be heading back. Let's pick one of them, pick the warehouse. Yeah, see, now we're down to 47 alcohol. Why don't I send the combo trucks out again, where we send a little bit of both? Does that seem to work for everybody? Like, it appeases me wanting to keep the corn from filling up, and yet it gets some of the alcohol taken up at the same time. So I will zoom all the way up. I wish, well, you know what I should probably do is like click on a building and then just leave it open. That might make sense too, huh? All right, so that one's route is set up. Let's not click on the bulldozer this time. I don't know if that guy got it with the save. All right, there we go. All right, so let's open up all of these. I see you guys are chatting. I'll try to keep up with the Discord a bit. All right, so there we go. So now, all right, let me catch up with the chats a little bit. Okay, Gas Mask. I hear you on the. I'll check it out. It's been a little while since I played Hearts of Iron 4, and I haven't seen the Iron Curtain mod, but I could definitely. I'll check it out. I'm always looking for a game to play. I'm like, and I don't mean this as an insult to anyone, but I'm like a woman searching for purses and shoes, right? Like they may not buy a purse or shoes, but they will always go look at them just because who doesn't need another pair of shoes or another purse, right? And even if they don't intend to buy one, then I'm like that with video games or a guy with checking out cars, you know? Yeah, I like I said, Gas Master, I will definitely check it out. No, rival pubs would be good though, wouldn't it? No, we don't. We've got a little bit of money coming in. So I guess here is here is my feelings about this. I think we've succeeded, to be honest with you. Like, I know we're far from done, and I think, yeah, we're building on this road. I mean, there's just a ton more stuff we can do, but we're making money, and beyond the bounds of this is incredibly painful to sit here and do this with these trucks. It's getting to be 4:30, so I want to just talk about this before anybody has to go. Or I know Mood said he would be back. Like for the next episode, do we start up another map? And next weekend I can't make it, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I'm going to go down and help my cousin with a few things around his house. He's getting a little bit older and can't do everything he used to do. He's a little bit of an older cousin. And, so I'm going to do that next weekend. And by the way, just so you know, during the summer, I'm more likely to not be able to make it on a weekend. And I know this is spring still, but it's nice weather to go get some things done for him. And he lives kind of far away, in any event. But when we come back in 2 weeks, do we want to start a new map, or do we want to keep improving this one? And like I said, when I had initially, as one lone man, deciding to do a YouTube series or a live stream series, I said, well, can I make it? Can we get started to where we would make money? And I feel like, yes, we can make money. I mean, we've met the criteria of having a positive income over months. And I kind of ignored Nee's suggestion to go look at our population. Okay, so Nee is thinking another start. Good. Yeah, now we can only have Russian pubs, apparently. So it would be interesting. I don't know. Certainly Irish pubs are popular here in America. And so I can understand what you're talking about. I'm sure they're probably a little bit different in the UK, but yeah, so we can only have Comrade Bar drinks. Though it would be cool. This game is definitely moddable. Like, I don't think he's at the point where he's opened it up to, Steam Workshop. But there is just no doubt in my mind you could make different looking bars and have an Irish bar and have I don't know, whatever other kind of bar you wanted. Yeah. Nee, you're saying we would be master, but then I would also say, well, was this the hardest start? Because we succeeded, there's still going to be that question. And you're absolutely right. I think we've all learned from watching this, and Steve, I see your question about what would the parameters be. Here's what I would say is that for those of you guys who have opinions, I can set up another live stream event. You could make comments in this video once it goes on once it goes up there, I should see the comments, and so can everyone else. And then I'll set up another live stream event where you can add comments to it, I believe, before it starts. I'm not real sure, but one way or the other, between comments on this video and comments on the other one, and I will start putting the rules in the next live stream event. Like, I'm only going away for like next weekend, so I will be doing things throughout the week and all. I'll probably record a couple extra episodes of the regular series during the week. So, Nee, we're going to get ahead of you. I want to be, by Friday, I want to be like 2 or 3 or even 4 episodes ahead, so I can lay them all out for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, just to warn you. But it means I'll have to start doing a bunch of episodes throughout the week to get them all done, So how does that sound for, And then, by the way, there's no, this is the middle of the map start. I mean, I think it would be even harder if we tried to start further over this way. One thing I liked about this spot was that it didn't have many materials around it. The closest thing was this iron over here. So you had, you're, other than anywhere on the map, you're going to be able to get gravel. But we could talk about and just build the town from scratch as far as, and Steve, when we actually go to start that live stream, we can keep it paused for a while and decide on the final starting conditions. Yep, Ukrainian and Russian pubs. That would be nice. Yeah, Patrick, this is a democracy. So while you're asking me if we can start with a populated map, I haven't done that. I would be interested in doing it, but unlike my regular series where I am dictator Rever and kind of build what I want mostly. Obviously, I take people's opinions into consideration, but like any good dictator should. This is democracy. It's where we start and why and what the rules should be. Like I said, I laid them down just because I was the only member of the democracy when I first started this. So, yes, my artistically valuable, which I took to meant, not as practical as your suggestion, but yeah, like I said, it was already sort of done to some degree. So, yes, good, Patrick. So it's absolutely a reasonable suggestion. I mean, there's no reason this has to continue to be the hardest start. Um, that was just one idea for one series of live streams. We could certainly see about what other things we could do with a populated map. Yeah, and I should work out. Let me see what that YouTube community thing is. I don't mind the idea that people could speak because some people don't really like sitting there typing the whole time, right? Oh, we got more trucks. You know what? I'm going to slow this down a little bit because I'm talking more than paying attention. All right, so what do we have here? Yeah, I think I'm just going to keep sending out my dual, my oops. Go ahead. I like my dual selling trucks. They seem to be keeping both industries going just fine. They might not be getting us quite a huge amount of money to start out, but I think we've just decided that in the next 30 minutes, this map is done. And by the way, I will put a save of this map up again. That's working out pretty easy to do. Let's get all the way up here and click on this. So that if you guys wanted to continue, well, look at that. Now we got a whole gaggle of trucks down here need to send back to the depot. So we'll put them off to the side, and hopefully I can keep all this straight. So let's go back down and look at this guy, and then copy his route. There we go. And then start. So we'll get these guys going. And then each of these guys needs to go back to the depot. Yeah, this would definitely get old. I'm glad the game doesn't involve you doing this all the time. And if we were, if I were to ever continue this map in not real life, but just playing this map, yeah, I would definitely be putting a gas station right here. Just so that, and then probably another one here, But right now, there we go. Yeah, so we got all the trucks moving again. Steve, I like the idea of, being slightly closer to the border. I mean, if you start on hard settings with the money, you're kind of limited to how much you could build with stuff. So I kind of found when I was doing this, it's like, auto building here wasn't necessarily cheap, right? So if you built less and hauled everything in, there would be certainly a different challenge to that, right? So the money that you saved, you'd probably start spending more money on fuel. Then the other thing to say is that, yeah, definitely like buying things from here, like it might, oh, look, we used a little bit of mechanical components. Why? Or did we? Anyway, buying things from here, it might be cheaper to actually haul them in, or it might be more expensive. So it's not necessarily like the fuel is not free. And if we come here and look about, our delivery charge of 53 per ton, you could have a circumstance where it cost you more to haul it than if you had just let them do it. Yeah, this guy's still working on that. And by the way, guys, I really like this improvement to the game where you can click on this and then go up to that road. Like that's real nice when you're trying to manage a bunch of construction sites. All right, I want to do something real quick here. Oops. Sorry about that. I hope that didn't cause too much of a problem in the stream. I don't think it did, but too many. The computer was beeping, and I really wanted to stop it from beeping. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but sorry if you could. Yep, it's still beeping. I don't know why. Let me see if I can stop it. There. I think that got it. All right, like I said, I hope that didn't cause too big a problem for the stream. I don't think it did, but. Well, yeah, I don't know what would make a good live stream other than what you guys want to watch, if that makes sense. So, in other words, if it's something that you guys want to watch, then in my opinion, it will be a good live stream, right? And so, like, it's not just about me and what I want. But again, yeah, if we end up deciding on something that's just too boring or too whatever, then that's kind of a problem too. So. Let me, just to give me something to do while we're here. I kind of need another parallel road. So let me just do this, because I think I like where that gravel road is as a general statement. You let me. Will you let me come down here? If I do the short little sections trick, huh? Yeah, so I think the reason you can get away with this is because the game doesn't realize that it's too much drop over a short distance. It's like it doesn't really calculate it, You won't let me go this way, but I bet you let me go. No, I'm surprised. There we go. All right, so now what we can do is, now that that's tied back in, I can bulldoze like that. And then we can reattach that and set this to be gravel. Geez, quite a distance, huh? I want to get rid of that mess. There's no reason they need to be attached, and this can kind of come like that, huh? There we go. Good. So these guys, just got done that, so we could assign them another project. So we are actually making some half decent progress there. All right, let me. Yeah, so I'm not responding a whole lot to the Discord. I'm looking at it once in a while. I can see the Discord chat. I'm not listening to the voices, but I don't even know if you guys are on that part of it, but it doesn't seem to be too related to the game. So that's why I'm not. So I don't really know what you guys are talking about 100%. All right, let's take a look at our population because it's dropping. But we do have a few more bucks, don't we? Now, what are you doing? You're the corn guy. We should have a bunch of trucks coming down here at some point. That's right. I slowed it down so they're not. Yeah, those are the ones coming out. Yeah, these guys don't have. I just wanted to make sure they didn't have like question marks after my little road building thing there. Now the other thing to do, yeah, after this is built, is I could reattach, because they could start using this gravel road and cut off that corner. Get like a little dirt road coming off of here. Oh, don't be sorry. Don't be sorry at all. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. You know, like that's what this is about. There's no real propriety here. You know, like I mean, as long as other people don't feel excluded, which as long as I keep the main chat that I respond to be the YouTube chat. Like I said, I'll look into the YouTube community thing. It's not something I mean, I've heard of it before, but being relatively new to YouTube live streaming, I don't really know exactly what it does for me, but if it gives the voice chat to some people, that's fine with me. And if there's the reason you guys prefer the Discord and you guys want to talk about other topics with each other, that's great. I mean, this is about, you know, making some friends and playing video games, you know? No, yeah. Shunter, don't be sorry at all. It's not rude in the slightest. I don't think you're offending anyone, and you're certainly not offending me. And I think that's absolutely perfect because, you know, if we keep game type chat to the regular chat, that's great. You know, like then everybody has a way that you can just BS with each other, and as you said, bonding or whatever. You know, getting to know who each other is what I noticed is going on, and that's good. Yeah, I think so. Patrick, I think this is a great little group of people. I've really enjoyed all of the feedback that I get from people, and it's just for me been a very personally a very positive experience. You know, like, yeah. I mean, I couldn't ask for more in the sense of. Look, I'm not looking to be some YouTube star. I'm just some guy who wants to play video games and enjoys making the videos. It adds a little challenge to it, and I'm glad other people are enjoying it. And the people who've, you know, been participating on the channel in general, whichever way they participate, have all been positive people. Somebody gives me dislikes once in a while, and the only thing I would say about that is, if you give me a dislike, maybe you can let me know why. Because I'm just curious. You know, I think I've said that before. It just makes me curious. Like, okay, well, you gave me a dislike, but what do I do about it, right? Like, I could get upset. Oh, look, a dislike. And I figure, well, no. I mean, I'm not going to do that. So what do I do? Like, okay, I don't know why you didn't like it, so I guess I'll just go on with my life. I guess if I put up a video and I get 50 dislikes and a few likes, I'll know that whole video was a really bad idea. But generally speaking, that's not the case. So, well, that hasn't ever been the case. Well, if you think about it, this is You know what? I think I might give this a name too, by the way, just because it's sort of been called something. But you guys can tell me if you don't like my name in a second here. But look, we do have, oops, I didn't mean to give it two cities. Yeah, I can't even say that, so we're not going to call it that. So we do have the outpost, Patrick. Oh, look, here comes our little caravan of trucks. Steve will appreciate that, I think. Is Steve still here? I haven't heard from him in a while. I think he, as a trucker, appreciates a caravan of trucks, all eating each other's dust for the most part. Glad I don't have to wash those trucks coming down that dirt road. Yeah, I don't give people dislikes too much. I'd rather leave a comment for them, especially having done videos. Like, you leave somebody a dislike, and it's like, fine, but what do they do with that? Like, you're not really giving them any real feedback. I guess you are, but again, when you get like 10 likes and one dislike, you got to go, well, I guess that person just didn't like it. I don't know what they didn't like about it, so I'm just going to move on with my life, right? And we could probably do... Pietro, don't worry about missing... I don't know, did you miss anything? You tell me, right? I don't think you... We're talking a little bit. If there's any conversation going on here, it seems to be, more about what we do next week. Some people want to see a little more... Patrick might want to see a little bit of a suburb. I don't know. I was asking him if the outpost counts. And then do we, in 2 weeks, because I won't be here next weekend, but do we restart a map? That seems to be the consensus, but Patrick suggested, and I'm sure some other people might want to see this continue. There's certainly a victory in the sense that we've, made positive money, but it's certainly a weak victory at this point. It would be hard to say we've conquered the map in any stretch of the imagination, but I think we're sustainable now. Like, we've proven you can start here and make it. Like we have trucks going up and down. We're making more money than we're spending. Even if we had to buy some more people, which might be a good idea to do here, right? Let's see if we can get... Actually, we might want to build another house, to be honest with you. Now this one only has 40 in it. How are we doing on adults? We're just barely holding our own. Why don't we, just because I can, I'm going to plop a couple more people in here just to take our money down so we don't start thinking we're rich. When you're starting this hard and you're struggling, I know if we get to a certain point in the population... I'm not sure what it is. Maybe it's because people have more free time. Like, you get more unemployed workers. They have more time to make babies. I know I used to date a nurse, and she was an emergency room nurse. And if there was like a bad snowstorm or event like that where people were stuck in the house, they would mark the date 9 months in advance on the calendar because they'd have a lot more babies coming in to the emergency room, a lot more... enough that they had to be prepared for it. They would, if people get locked in together with nothing else to do, they tend to make babies a little more frequently. So maybe part of it is just getting enough people that have a little bit of extra free time. I don't know. Because on my other map, settings are basically the same, and they're just, pumping out people faster than I can deal with them on the regular series. Oh yeah, Nee, you're honest. Look, Nee, I have a thick skin. I really don't understand the mentality of a lot of people today where they get so offended by everything everybody says. I don't mind an opinion that's different than mine. I might not always be happy about it when I get it, but in the long run, I respect honesty far more than anything else. I would far rather the people I deal with in my life be honest with me, because then I can deal with it, right? Like, I might not like it, but I can deal with it. I can't deal with dishonesty. Like, I don't know how to handle it. Like, because I don't know the truth, because the person's not being truthful. So yeah, don't worry, Nate. It's all good. I was just reading some chats as usual. If I go quiet, it's usually because I'm looking over there trying to read the chats. Oh, here we go. We got trucks coming back. Now, can we... Yeah, see, once they get in there, you're too late, because then they definitely decide to go get fuel. So this guy's going to go get fuel. So we can't set up the next route. How are we doing? Yeah, there's our warehouse. Yeah, see, we're slowly wheedling down our alcohol. But I think this will be the last set of trucks that I do this to. And then I think we'll just start wrapping it up, and then we can decide what we'll do. We don't even have to decide right now. We could leave the next stream a little bit open-ended, and then I can get people's feedback throughout the week, I think. But we can definitely decide that. Here, let me look at my calendar. Well, the 25th it would be, right? Yeah, so the 25th will be the next live stream. And we can I think you guys, I'm hoping, I want to test it out, but I think you guys can comment if I make a live stream event. Right? All right, so this guy has fuel, and he's back to the station. So I can go like that. And again, I like this combination here. And before I send them, let's copy them. And start them. Did those guys get a route right? Yeah. Good. Yeah, they just didn't have their menu open. Let me quiet that other beeping now. Okay, so these guys are filling up. They're on their route. I bet you these guys are all the way up there, but I think I'm going to... Oh, look, we're finally getting an excavator up here. Yeah, see, definitely... We're making progress, though. We really are. I mean, we're getting up there. It's just forever, which I enjoy in real life. Like, I enjoy the challenge of this, you know? It's... Let's see, can I get a little closer to town? Yeah, good. Without having to... There we go. Send these guys back. Yeah, so there's our 7 trucks you guys can see. There's Steve. Good, you're still here. Yeah, our population is... There's a lot of cousins. But I did watch an interesting show that... Do you know that everybody who has a European descendant is related to Charlemagne, mathematically speaking? And when they've tried to study that fact with genetics, they've, as best they can, which they can't study everybody is related to Charlemagne. So anybody who had, and mathematically, if you had, you know, assuming that like the people who were alive 1,000 years ago, as long as they, or around the year 1000, I think it was, which is about 1,000 years ago, everyone is related to everyone else who was alive in Europe, has a relative of 1,000 years ago. Just because populations moved enough that because things spread out, like, And if you do the math, it makes sense. I'm not going to get into it here, but I thought that was interesting. Yeah, if you're from Thailand, you may not be related to somebody who's from Europe until you go back like a couple thousand years. So let's see, how is our population doing? And you know what, Nee, I heard your comment a while ago. Let's go back and look at last year. And we can see at some point we were up to 350 on the population. And we got down to like 282. And then if we come back to this year, well, we gave it a bump up a few times. 331 at this point. It just sort of hovered. Now we gave it another bump up and we're up to like 370. So if we go back to last year, we were, we are higher, but I think it has to do with the immigrants that we got this year. So we added those 60 immigrants are why we're a little bit higher. But look, our births and deaths for this year are about the same. So if we just look at it, from this year's perspective, and again, I'm not sure how well you guys can see all of that chart, so I'll say the numbers out loud. But, we're kind of holding our own as far as the population goes. And I think with building another building and, just some hard, dedicated time put into this, you could definitely make this work. I mean, I think might be nice. Well, the other problem that we're not considering, just so you know, is that every year that we're not building industries, these prices are going up. So we're not doing a lot of construction, but, at the same time, like the pricing here, like steel is now up to buying for 647. So, you may find yourself, if you played this map longer, having such a slow start that you can't catch up with the pricing and you go bankrupt. It's another thought. Yep, everyone's related to Genghis Khan in Eurasia, but it really goes even beyond that. Like, we're all related to Genghis Khan if you're European, I think, too. Or no, Genghis Khan was a little bit early or a little bit later than. Yeah, it depends on how far back you go, but absolutely, we're kind of all related to each other, not that long ago is the point, And one of the reasons is because if you just do the math on like 4 grandparents and then 4 more and then 4 more and 4 more, you would have had to have trillions of people alive 1,000 years ago. Like literally, it's like not trillion, billion. There had to have been like a world population of like 28 billion. Well, there wasn't that many people in the world back then. There's not even that many people now. So unless your family or relatives were in a very, like if you were from Australia, like an Aborigine, then I think, that might not be true but as long as your, ancestors traveled at all, chances are, they spread their genes pretty far and wide. Yeah, we didn't have any escapes. No, I think here's what I learned in the beginning of this series as far as the escapes go is that keep your happiness up. Like if we hover here or hover here, if you're happy, like our happiness is actually dipping down a little bit. We got to keep an eye on why that's happening. But if you keep your happiness up, on this chart it says 120, but I don't think it goes above 100. You can see we're way up there on the happiness, and that's what causes them to escape, pretty much. So I thought I shut this thing up. Why is it still beeping? Yeah, there we go. We'll shut it up again. Hello, Tim. Welcome. I don't think I've seen your name in the chat before, but welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's a fun game. It's, for me, I mean, the auto building is one thing, and that City Skylines does that very well, maybe even better than this game. But I just really enjoy sending my construction crews out and watching them build things. And to me, like the struggle of what you build with your limited construction crews and trying to get them to, you think about it, we'd be so much further ahead, even though might cost us more money at times, if we could just auto build all these roads. So for me, it's the coordination of all of that. So do we have? The shortcut didn't quite get completed, but yes, I would absolutely. I think I'm going to end the stream here in a few minutes, but yes, if we continue it all on this map, then I will connect this up, and to the point I would probably even just cut this off, like so that they stopped using this altogether. I thought about building a little connection here, but then I said, well, another few minutes they'll be done this, and then we cut this whole extra loop out. Just make sure nobody's on the road when we cut it out. Like I could just, I don't know if I'd delete the whole thing, but I would just cut it so they definitely went this way, if they didn't just go that way on their own. All right, check the adult workers. Adult workers, well, that over a long period of time, down to 120. So we see, I wish you could kind of like click on that, and then as soon as I move off, it goes to another one. But it looks like we were up at 170. Now we're back up to 180, which is very good. So let's see what happened this year. Yeah, see, now we've imported the workers, so that kind of throws it off. But even if we didn't import the workers, we seem to at least be holding our own. And then if we look at the births and deaths down there, that makes sense, right? I mean, we would be holding our own. As far as the number of babies we're having, see, that's really the sign you want to see there is, like, we had a bit of a spike. Now it's going back down for some reason. Then the other thing is we're getting to the point where we're filling up these houses. We only have 225. I'm sorry, where is it? We only have 225 spaces for people. So at some point we would definitely want to get another house built here. Just to make sure, because if we're going to have kids, I think you'd be better off making sure you don't lose population because you don't have enough place for the plus 21s to move into. Okay, guys, I am going to pause the video. It's slightly after 5 o'clock, and we can think about wrapping up. But let's take a look and see what the last of the chats are saying. Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to, Patrick, to them, adding, like, I think loyalty would be a good thing. Like you said, the radio station doesn't do you much good, but if it's the one thing that's bringing up the loyalty too. So, if loyalty was an issue, and yeah, I think there's just a lot they could do with this game. Hopefully, and it sounds like he's working towards it. It also sounds like he's more or less a one-man band, and I think that's a lot of work. Especially with making sure that you don't break the heck out of things. So it's not just a matter of going in and making a change. It's then he's got to go test it, and then just a whole bunch of stuff and who knows what little bugs. It sounds like he's been fixing a lot of bugs and people's complaints, probably things. I know he's changed the menus, and that stuff can all be time consuming. But I like the changes he's made to a lot of the menus. So he's obviously making strides, but yeah, Radomir, it's still live for like 2 more minutes or so, like just enough time for us to say goodbye. Yeah, it is the end. We've done our 3 hours, and like I said, it gets to be quite a bit of talking. Imagine sitting here talking as much as I did for the last 3 hours. It's not something I mean, obviously I make the videos all the time, but I can break, a lot of times I break those up, and you get breaks in between the segments as I'm doing the construction or something. So yeah, Radomir, it's unfortunately you're just back in time to hear me say goodbye, but like you said, you can watch more of it. And normally when we do these, I'm going to shoot for 2 to 5. It seems to be a good time for most people. So yeah, the new menus, yeah, I definitely. And my favorite thing is, like, once I save this map, and here I'll say, you guys can watch me save it right now. So we'll save it as, let's see, what do we call it? Hardest after 6. So that means like after the episode 6, because sometimes I'll save it when I start something, that way can always restart it if something crashes or whatever bad happens. So there we go. So I will post a link to a Dropbox file. So no matter what we decide, and as far as deciding goes, we don't have to decide right away. It's not like I can't exit the game and we can restart a new map in the next live stream, or we can do whatever. But definitely feel free to leave your comments either on this video, or if you see another live stream event like scheduled, you can leave your suggestions there if you wanted to. I know, Radomir, you had some suggestions, I believe, for like another start. So that's what I'm talking about. So anybody who... we've kind of accomplished my personal goal with this map, which was to prove that we could make money and survive. And while I think there's a massive amount of room for improvement on this map, I mean, we did survive it. If this was the hardest start, we proved that we could, this is the hardest start that you could actually make it. We've proven that you can make it with these starting conditions, though it's pretty painful. From this point forward, I think it'll be really, really be a grind. I think it was a grind to get to this point, but so in any event. So yeah, in 2 weeks' time, not next week, but the week after, the 25th of May, I will be back at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which should be, 5? Well, let's do, so most of you are Central Europe. I think it's 8 p.m., right? Central European Time. So... yeah, now with the Discord, I guess I didn't click that server to make it last forever. I just clicked it to last for a day. So I guess I should leave that up somehow. Is there a way that I can, now that it's started, yeah, here's settings. Yeah, if I edit it, no, that's my username. I'll try to figure out, hopefully I can figure out how to keep that server not shut off after 24 hours or something. I don't want to worry about it too much. I'll just wrap up the live stream and see if I can do it. And by the way, if I can't, I will make one that lasts forever, and I'll repost a new link so you guys can come on that Discord server whenever you want. Yes, I can post the computer equipment I play on. Yeah, Steve, I heard you mention you don't have a game or a computer to play it on. So yeah, over time I could show you what I have. It's pretty beefy. I mean, but if you're going to do these videos, you need to kind of have that extra bit to be able to play the game well, and also to be able to run the recording software. So, but yeah, I can post the settings someplace. I'll post them on, I don't know, some video. You'll see it. I'll make sure you see it. How's that sound? I'll even tell you in an episode if I have to. But maybe I'll post it on this one. We'll see. Yeah, so Radomir, in a couple weeks, like I said, post what you want, however you guys want to. I'll do my best to read it. And then in a couple weeks, we can decide. Hey, Mood, welcome back. Yeah, Mood, we're kind of, I think, going to decide in 2 weeks whether we're even going to continue this map, because let's just take a final look Here was, we're August 25th, so this was this month. It says minus, oh, because we, see if you notice, we had minus 7,000, but it's because we brought in 8,000 worth of people. So let's just do last month. So if we look at last month, we were plus 1,100. So we're certainly not becoming rich. And then if we were to look at like this year, we're down minus 36, but when you consider 24,000 for immigrants, now we're down to minus 24, right? And then vehicles was another $20,000 in vehicles. So if you were to take that $45,000 off of vehicle imports and people imports, you could see we made $10,000 so far this year. Hardly impressive. I mean, but it is something, and it's a positive forward. And I think, unless we ran into inflation down the road, I think you would have a successful start here. Enough that we can say, this is a hard start, but it's reasonable for some. It's a reasonable challenge that somebody who knows what they're doing can do. Right? It's not an impossible start. Yeah, gas mask. I think we're all wrapping up now. So I will figure out how to get the Discord server, keeping that active, and then I will work on the community thing on YouTube. Gas mask. Have a nice day. Everyone, have a nice day. Thank you, Shunter, Patrick, Mood, Nee, Steve, Radomir. I don't know. Did I get everybody? I think I got most of you. Patrick, did I say Patrick already? I don't know. I shouldn't even say names. Tim, I haven't heard much from Tim, but welcome. You don't have to chat or talk, but I definitely appreciate you watching if you're still there. And hopefully you get back into the game. So thanks, guys. I'm going to leave it running for a few minutes just so it ends a little bit gracefully. And like I said, I will post up the save if you wanted to continue the map on there. And then I'll work on getting the Discord server to be more permanent, because I think I should have clicked that checkbox when I had the chance. All right. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a good day. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.